Earlier today, to discuss this story, I spoke to friend of the show, Tyg Hickey, and I began by asking him what he makes of the Irish government's stance.
I wouldn't be a massive fan of our leader's party, Fine Gael. I think they're kind of responsible for all that's wrong in Ireland, to be quite frank. But on this one issue, I think he's been great. Simon Harris has been really clear. He used the term despicable for what the Netanyahu government is doing. And I think he showed a little bit of teeth, which was the right thing to do under the circumstances that are happening right now. I think the backlash is mostly the Zionist bots and the army of bots online. I think myself, I oscillate between believing that there are people who actually consider Ireland to be anti-Semitic because we're tough on the genocidal policies of the Netanyahu government, that they actually believe that because they've swallowed so much propaganda, and what's actually going on is genocidal mass murder on a scale we haven't seen in the modern era. And I think that for a long time has been the Israeli Hasbara policy, which is to distract, get you to look over here so that they continue doing their dirty business in the dark. And we, I think, more than any other European nation particularly, we're aware of these type of colonial tactics. It's from the exact same colonial playbook that the British used. So it's the exact same playbook, the dehumanization. We used to have a thing in Ireland called Punch magazine, a British Punch magazine, which would depict Irish people as simian and prone to violence and subhuman. And you get the exact same use of those cartoons against Palestinian people, for instance, in the Washington Post, that famous Washington Post cartoon dehumanizing Palestinians. So we also get being labeled as terrorists for fighting, for using our right by international law to defend ourselves and resist occupation and colonialism. You get labeled terrorists. So we, I think, in our DNA and in our bones, we get the Palestinian cause. But aside from that as well, Michael, it's probably important to say it's just because it's the right thing to do. You know, I believe, and many activists around Ireland believe, that what's happening right now in Palestine, in Gaza, is a right and wrong issue. It's not even about colonial identification and empathy. It's about standing up for what's right and what's just. And I don't think any person who hasn't lost their mind through propaganda or who isn't a psychopath could argue that what Israel is doing now in response to the Hamas attacks is in any way reasonable, fair, or rational. They've broken every international law in the book. So we show solidarity because we understand, we show empathy, we understand what they're going through, but also because it's the right thing to do.